and welcome to Men's on Cooking. This is the show that look at cooking from a male point of
There is no one else like David Allen Grier.
We could sit here and just watch.
He's warmed our heart with his gift of comedy in many different ways, and it's an honor to have him join us this morning. So welcome, David Allen Grier. Okay, I got to say one thing. Did your mom show her friends that clip?
You know what? I ran into a neighbor. We grew up together in Detroit in the lobby of the hotel I'm staying at here. And he was like, "We're so proud of you. We're so proud of you." So yeah, she did.
She's very proud. How old is she?
93.
93.
Yes, 93. She came to see me on Broadway at the opening of Porgy and Bess.
Oh my gosh,
yeah,
David.
I think that's the last trip she'll make.
I think a lot of people, because they're so used to you being funny, man, they don't realize that you're classically trained.
Yes, yeah, classically trained actor. I went to Yale Drama School. I was telling you, so when I got into Yale Drama School, my mom was at her club meeting in Detroit, and all of her friends were like, "Oh, Aretas's son got into Yale." And her friends go, "Oh, is it law school?" My mom said, "No." "Med school?" "No." "Business school?" "No." "He's training to be an actor." And they all went, "Oh, that's so, we feel so bad for him."
Well,
of course, she told
me this. Nobody feels bad now.
No, not now, but she told me this. I was like, "Thanks, Mom. I'll call you next Sunday." That was great. You know,
so did you go into Yale right after high school? Or
undergrad. I went to undergrad, University of Michigan. And that's where I started acting, and Yale had this amazing program. So that's where I went for another 3 years.
So when did you get bit by the comedy bug?
It was in school. It was in school. You know, it's funny, when I was on Broadway in Porgy and Bess, someone brought a playbill from the first play I ever did on Broadway in 1981.
What was it?
It was called The First. It was about Jackie Robinson. Yes. And I played Jackie Robinson, but in my bio, I had no credits. I said, you know, I wrote in there, I was like, and he also has done comedy all over the country. And I go, why would I put that there? And it was like, well, because I didn't have anything else to write. So I think that was always there. I was always a class clown.
But then did you start getting calls? People like, hey, can you come perform at our comedy club?
Yes. What happened was In Living Color premiered, and it had to be 90 days later. My agent calls me. They got 12 offers.
I was going to say, that had to catapult you.
Yeah, for me to do stand-up, and I had no act. So I had to write this act out. You know, we can get you writers. And I was like, no.
Good for you. You wrote your own things.
I wrote my act, and that's how I started doing comedy. Yeah.
Wow. So doing comedy is not far off from doing classic drama.
It is and it isn't. I mean, the discipline and all that stuff of performing is a through line in everything I do. But the experience of doing comedy, this is fun for me. This is like the icing on my career cake, where I come back and I reconnect with my audience in a live setting.
And you get that instant feedback.
Yes, I was going to say,
sometimes during the joke.
That's right.
You're like, you know, but no character, no director. It's me. You know, it's my point of view in the world.
Flying by the seat of your pants, on the edge.
I got to know, just because so much of what's happened this week in the news has been so serious and so kind of historical, monumental. Yeah. And then also we have the Paula Deen stuff that's been taken.
Thank you, Paula, for giving us comics of the world all of this material.
I was going to say, what is it? What do you take from all that, from everything that's been going on? You've got to have an opinion about it all.
I do. Well, I mean, there's a lot to say about Paula Deen, but a lot of it is listening, you know, when you're in the clubs, and that's really what you're hearing, what everybody's saying in the moment. And this is a story that's developing. It keeps developing.
Right.
You know, so we wish her well. You know, hopefully she'll rebuild eventually.
You do, because I think we all feel compassion for everybody in this situation, because it shows us all what one thing can do to change our life forever.
But it's the way that you just have to. I mean, the perils of this world are, we're in an I got you society. I got you. Wherever you are, between Twitter, Tumblr, Facebook, you can't get away with anything. And then people pile on. There's somebody online who went, I haven't heard it. I don't know what she said, but here's what I think. I'm like, what are you talking about? Yeah,
What
but
did
that's the world that we live in.
What did you think
know?
about the defense attorney in the Zimmerman trial came out with that knock knock joke? Were you just like, oh?
It was, dude, what are you thinking?
No, he
What
wasn't.
are you thinking? Somewhere at 3 in the morning when he's in his underwear, he's going, this is going to kill.
This is
I'm
so
gonna make
funny.
history tomorrow. Is he married? Does he have a wife? Does he have someone?
Not anymore.
Oh my God, that was the worst moment ever.
She
That's a
filed
comment.
yesterday.
Well, that's what it feels like to bomb. That's what it feels like to bomb in a club when you're like.
We all saw
Yeah.
it happen too.
For the rest of the trial, he's like, before you find my client guilty, let me explain that joke. What I was trying to do was, oh yeah, it was horribly
gosh.
awkward. Who told him?
Can you stick around after the break?
Yeah.
Can we talk? Because we've got more to ask you and more to talk about with David Allen Grier coming up next. Stay with us. Don't go anywhere.
You're just precious.
The